Morning, Dave, Hammond Motorsports, Dirt Car USA. I gonna make a video here about doing some of our dry shaft loop pull bar mount that is right here. As you can see, it's just behind the transmission, front of the rear end. Uh, that is used for mounting the pull bars with. So we've been getting people to ask what the proper way is to mount this. So what I have done here is, and excuse as I'm bouncing around with the phone, simply I put a bar in first and I measured, where I wanted this and got a bar put in there. And then once I put that bar in, I can measure off the center line and put a second bar in square. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that the dry shaft goes through here and clears everything. So you got to get your side to side set and to get your height set. You don't want to have, as the chassis rises, and have the dry shaft hit the bar here and end up breaking the dry shaft or causing chaos as well. Now with this pull bar mount, I do not put any braces like from here up to here or from there up to these points. I do everything off of the bottom of the chassis. The reason why I do that, and my thoughts is pulling off of the bottom of the chassis, and also that I can control and get my pickup point for my pull bar closer to the polar moment of the race car. So that's something that's really important. Now, back here in the rear end, there's our pull bar plates. And generally speaking, what I do is I run the rear end, and it's obviously not set at any angle right now, but I would like to run it. This hole here would be my number one, and that'd be 2, 3, 4 for my pull bar options. I really don't use none of these other ones at all. So what I like to do is set my rear end pinion angle. Your pinion angle, you'd put an angle finder off of the plate there, or off of the yoke, and set it at 7.5 degrees downhill. I like to start everything centered up between the two plates, centered up between them two plates, and also that will put the dry shaft to where we're pulling right on centers. Pull bars. This is one of my old bars here that I wanted to show. People ask, what side does this need to go on? Here's my answer. Pull bars generally go in the car like that. The problem is when you accelerate and you have your pull bar in compression mode, this nut here will move outward and loosens up the brake biscuits, because there's a divider right in here, and then our acceleration is up here. So when this moves out, it will allow dirt to fly up in here and pack up between the biscuits in the housing. So what I like to do is mount the pull bar in the car this way. You see it's back there, up here. What that will do is the debris from the racetrack will be hitting this part of the bar and simply going around it. Now, you still will have to keep an eye on it. We still can get debris to fall back in there. And what will happen is, if you get debris in between the biscuits and the pull bar here, then with that debris, when the pull bar goes back into rebound, it will change our 0 point of our pull bar because it's acting like it has put more adjustment on the preload nut here. So it's going to change the 0 point of the pull bar and how we pick up the throttle and what it does. Now, here's one of my new pull bars, and you can see that we have the sanctioning bodies want to have some type of window. So we've been able to get down to just 2 small holes, okay, versus at first they wanted those big ass holes. Well, the big holes there, what they do is as the bar is in compression or in rebound for braking, the biscuits would expand, hit that window, cut the biscuits, and spit them out, making a hell of a mess. Hopefully that'll stay. So that's some things there. Another thing I want to talk about is our Hammond joint selection. I use the narrow body Hammond joint, and then it's FK. And if you notice, it's kind of stiff here to move, but it's got the Teflon on it. Why I use Teflon, excuse me, I was trying to film, that stuff wants to fall, but why I like the Teflon is when you put this in a load machine, you get about 600-700 pounds of load with your standard economy Hammond joint. It binds up. With the Teflon, the more load you put on it, the freer the Hammond joint gets. So just remember, your race car, when the chassis rises up and then it moves side to side, you have wheelbase loss. This pull bar is really moving around a lot in the chassis, so it's very important to have everything nice and free, especially under a load. So that's just a couple things I want to talk about there. While I got you on live, let's talk about 4-bar plates. Again, I used the FK Teflon Hammonds, and you can tell the car is not completed, but when I'm done, I will have a aluminum cover that will go around here and protect the debris from flying in and just hitting the Hammond joints. One of the worst things you can do is have debris in there and hit the Hammond joints and lock them up. So just a simple aluminum cover over that is very important. And if you're running my plates and you see all these holes and it scares you, put a little aluminum plate over that and just leave room for your couple adjustments that you really want. Once you have the car set, you're really not going to be changing the bar from here to here or from here down, or and these plates are designed to universal fit many different applications, why there's so many holes in it. And lastly, the left rear over there, I put a heavier plate here, so if we do have a failure, that the trailing arms cannot go into the back of the seat, because you can see the seat is right there and the trailing arm mounts is right there, so for safety aspect. Another thing too, if you are doing this, make sure to have a heavier wall interior around here. I have a thicker one around here for the gas pedal in front of my feet. And then I will have a double floor in this car. I have a thin floor now with big holes so I can get in there. I'm going to move the seat, and it works good to climb up from the bottom to put the rivets in, so it's easier to work with. So, but anyway, I've been on here probably long enough. I'm going to jump off. If you want to get a hold of me, HammondMotorsports.com, DirtCarUSA.com, 563-659-1153. Y'all have a great day. Thank you, and we'll be doing more of these live soon. Have a great day.